Hello everyone, I am back with another Bible review. This time it is the Chronological Life Application Study Bible. This is the King James Version. This is just the regular hardback version. So has that dust cover that many people either love or hate. I like it for like when I'm not using it, kind of keeps it safe. So I've had this Bible for a couple years. I'll be honest, I have not read all the way through this Bible. I used it more of a reference Bible. I've tried to read through it, but it is the King James, and so I usually don't read through the King James. I've tried, but I just find it kind of frustrating. And so you can see this page, my content page, is like a little bit off-centered. I can't remember if this was like a not perfect Bible that I ordered. Because like on christianbook.com, they have like their bumped, bruised, or I think they call it like slightly imperfect Bibles. This one might have been that, because it's a little bit lopsided in this introduction. So you have an introduction, you have all the features that are laid out. So all the different features. This Bible has tons of features in it. That is why a lot of people really love this Bible, because of all the extras that are in it, and it's in chronological. So if you're doing like the Bible recap, like I've done in the past, it doesn't quite match up with the Bible recap schedule, because the Bible recap uses the blue letter, I think it's the blue letter Bible plan for their chronological. So it's a little bit different. So not all chronological reading plans are the same. This one breaks it up more like section by section. They break up like a couple verses in Chronicles, a couple verses in like Kings, and so like it's more in depth than like with the Bible recap plan. You will read a whole chapter. You won't read like bits and pieces of chapters. So that's why it's a little bit different. If you ever are doing Bible recap and you get a chronological Bible. Now the Bible recap now does have their own Bible that's exactly in their order. So someday I plan to do that reading plan with that Bible, just because I don't like all the flipping back and forth, and I like to keep my marker in the place where I am. And so when you're in Psalms one day or in Proverbs one day, and you just go jump back and forth, I don't have enough ribbons to keep track of where I am. So if you're like me also, if you're doing that plan and you're wanting to see how far along you are, use a Bible tracker app that can help you with that as well. You can see what exactly percentage of the Bible have I read, because once you get into Samuel and Chronicles and Kings and Psalms, it's kind of hard to lose track of where you are, how much have you read. So this is the chronological survey of the Bible. So it goes through all the different parts of the timeline, which is really good, really awesome. So that can help you kind of figure out where you are. And then it also has a biblical timeline. It has it out in this is really great for visual learners and for everybody, just to see how the Bible is broken down, because that can really help you in knowing where you are in the story. So if you've never read the Bible chronologically, I do think it is great to read it chronologically. Of course, reading it front to back is fine too. Any way you read it really is good. Authorized King James Version, so again, it explains that. And then it has the canonical table of context. So that's if you wanted to see all Genesis or Exodus, if you want to find exactly where a chapter is, you have that, so it tells you the page number. That is nice. This is a Bible that's hard if you're bringing this Bible to church or Bible study or something, and you're wanting to look up Bible verses. This is not the best Bible to bring for that. This is better for just reading the Bible chronologically. So you can see all the beautiful full color pictures and everything is awesome. And then so this is some of the different features it has. So here it has a profile on Adam, days of creation, even up in here in the actual biblical text is up here. Well, in here it has the outline already. If you notice, a lot of study Bibles have the outlines in the beginning of the introduction, and this one has it throughout, so you can kind of remember where you are. And then you have the life application study notes down here. Now, if you have a regular life application Bible, one thing I've always wanted to know, and I've never seen a YouTube video on, is are these notes all of the regular life application study Bible notes, or are there is it limited because of this type of Bible? So if you have a regular life application study Bible and you know it well, if you could answer that in the comments, that'd be great. Someday I hope to get a life application study Bible, a regular one, and compare it to this one. and do a comparison, because I've never seen that comparison, and that is a question I always have, because since I have this one, I'm like, well, do I need a regular life application study Bible, or is it the same notes? So if you know, please answer. Please let me know. So again, this is, so you're in the beginnings in this section, and so the different sections of this one are beginnings, God's chosen family, birth of Israel, possessing of land, united monarchy, splintered nation, exile, return and diaspora, Jesus Christ, and the church. So that goes all the way to the present. And so here are just lots of great help in here. And then each time it goes to like a next section, it's gonna have one of these big articles again. And so you can see it's very colorful, but lots of information, lots of rabbit holes and all that kind of thing. And this is the King James Version. They do have this in other versions. That's the nice thing about the Life Application Bible. It's in many versions. I think if mine was in a different version, I probably would pick it to read through, but I just never had. But it can be used as a resource too. Like if you want to use it just to like look at the extra stuff and just to keep an idea of the outline. I'm not reading chronologically this year, so I'm not using it this year. But I used it some the very first year when I did Bible study and Bible recap. I did use some of the notes and stuff like that. And so then you go into Job like right before you even finish Genesis, because that is like chronologically when Job comes. And so we won't go through it all. We'll go to the New Testament section. So here's New Testament. You can see it is a black letter Bible, not a red letter Bible. We have the names of Jesus. So this is John. We're in like, so when you're in the Gospels, you're gonna be going through like a little bit of Luke, a little bit of everything, a little bit of John, a little bit of Matthew and Mark. And then same when you get to like Acts, you're going to like get into Thessalonians, and like you're going to go, it's going to go chronologically. So that's kind of fun to do too, because you kind of just get a little bit of how the story went down, because the Bible's not in order chronologically. And so this is nice for that. So again, lots of notes in the New Testament. You'll find that with all study Bibles, most study Bibles, there's just so many notes in the New Testament. And there's a lot of notes in the Old Testament too, but some sections of the Old Testament, there's not as many notes. Which if you're reading through a whole study Bible in a year, that's kind of, it's kind of good sometimes. Unless you want to go deeper, then you can get a commentary. So that is this Bible. I really love it. It is really a great resource, and I highly recommend. Hope you guys all have a good day, and we'll see you guys next time.